Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I have got a book haul for you guys. I have, I think, about 25 books, so it's a bit smaller for me. I'm trying to cut down. So yeah, these are just some books that I've picked up over the last few months and I thought I would show you guys them. So let's just dig in. So first off, I have, I think, one of the most beautiful sprayed edged book I've ever owned, and I just picked it up at Waterstones. It wasn't like a special order or anything, it was a special edition just found in Waterstones, and it's so beautiful. So I'm going to start off with the sprayed edges. Look at that. Is that not the most beautiful sprayed edge? And it is Timber Dark. And this is by Darren Charlton, and this is the second book in the Wranglestone series. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, so I have the first book, the Wranglestone, and I saw that this second one was out, and I knew I needed it, but when I saw those sprayed edges, I couldn't believe it. All I know about the first book is that it is a gay love story set in a zombie apocalypse. That was all I needed to know, so I bought it. I haven't read it yet, but I think I'm going to now, especially with this second one coming out, and just look how beautiful it is. It's ridiculous. So yes, I picked up Timber Dark. Very excited about this one. I then picked up Princess of Souls. It's by Alexander Christo, who also wrote To Kill a Kingdom, which was one of my favourites, I think, in 2020. I really loved that book. It was a really, really nice standalone fantasy romance about sirens. It was kind of like a Little Mermaid retelling, but with pirates as well, and it was really good, so I would definitely recommend To Kill a Kingdom. So when I saw that Princess of Souls was out, I knew that I had to grab it, and I'm extremely excited. So it says, Celestra is heir to a powerful magic, locked away in a tower by a cruel king. Her destiny is to foretell death and harvest doomed souls to feed his immortality. Nox is a soldier who has spent years plotting vengeance on the crown. Now he's determined to steal the king's immortality and kill his entire court, starting with Celestra. But when Celestra and Nox's futures become entwined and death seeks both their souls, they're forced to put their trust in each other. Can they work together to escape their dark fate? So yes, Princess of Souls, I was very, very excited about this one. I then picked up, on a complete whim, Femlandia, and it sounds awesome. So this is by Christina Dalcher, who also wrote Vox, which I do have downstairs, again, haven't read. And it kind of sounds like, it sounds similar to The Handmaid's Tale, that kind of dystopian future. But yeah, I'll read the synopsis, it sounds really good. Welcome to Fenlandia, it's no place like home. Miranda Reynolds has lost her home, her job and her husband, all thanks to an economic collapse that has brought America to its knees. The shops are empty, the streets no longer safe. Miranda and her daughter Emma have nowhere left to turn. But there is one hope, a self-sufficient haven for women who want to live a life free from men. Femlandia. For Miranda, it's a last resort. While life outside the gates is fraught with danger, there's something just as sinister going on within. Doesn't that sound cool? So Femlandia, join the sisterhood. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. It sounds really interesting. So yes, really happy about that one. I then picked up Not Good for Maidens, which has been doing the rounds on TikTok the past few weeks, and I was really looking forward to it. So this is by Tori Bavellino, and it says, Louisa doesn't believe in magic until her teenage Aunt Neela is kidnapped to the Goblin Market. The market is a place of magic where twisting streets, succulent fruits, glimmering jewels and death are on offer to the unwary human. An enticing place that her mother and aunt barely escaped 17 years ago, paying a terrible price. With only 3 days before the market disappears, Lou must navigate the treacherous market controlled by bloodthirsty goblins who crave vengeance against her family. She must learn the songs and tricks of the goblins to save Neela, or the market might just end up claiming her too. Doesn't that sound interesting? Yeah, it kind of reminds me of Stardust, which has the kind of roaming village market that is only there for a few days in 15 years, I think it was. But there are goblins too. It sounds really interesting. I'm really looking forward to reading it, and I've heard a lot of good things on TikTok, so yeah, I think this is one to look out for. I then picked up The Final Gambit, and it has beautiful sprayed edges. I was very lucky with that. This is the last in the Inheritance Game trilogy, which I have all three and haven't read any of them. I don't want to read the synopsis because I don't want to spoil it for myself, but yes, this is the Inheritance Game. This is the third in the... I'm pretty sure it's a trilogy. The Final Gambit kind of makes me think it's going to be the ending, and I'm pretty sure it's a trilogy. Yeah, so I picked up The Final Gambit. It's a floppy book as well. I then finally got the full trilogy of the Jade City fantasy trilogy. I had just Jade Legacy for a while, which is weird. I know I bought the third one first, but it was because it was on sale. I knew I wanted the series, so I picked it up. But yeah, I finally got Jade City and Jade War, so I now have the full trilogy, and I'm really looking forward to reading it. Yeah, I'm really, really happy about this. A very, very popular fantasy series on TikTok. Yeah, so it's definitely one to look out for, and as soon as I read it, I will let you know my thoughts. I then picked up the second book in the, there you go, the fine print. So this is the first one, and I picked up the second, which is Terms and Conditions. And a lot of people have said that the second is way better than the first, but you have to read the first to understand the second. So, yeah, I'm going to read them both. It sounds really interesting. There are a few romance novels. I've already mentioned the fine print on my previous videos. So, yes, I picked up Terms and Conditions, which I'm very excited. And I only got it for £6 at the works. Bargain. I then picked up Infamous. I do actually have the first, which is Reputation. I have that on my Kindle. I don't actually have a physical copy. Yeah, but I saw this, and one of my friends recently said that she read this and absolutely loved it. So as soon as I saw it, I picked it up, basically because she said it was good. So yeah, I'm going to see what I feel about this, because I love anything to do with period dramas, that kind of time and period, so it'll be really interesting to read a more modern take on that period of time. So yes, really looking forward to reading that. I did watch a bit of Bridgerton, but I didn't get absolutely hooked on it. I think I need to give it another try. I only watched like 3 or 4 episodes and then just lost my way, so I will give that another try. I got a lot of romance books this time around, I've just realised. I then picked up 2 for £5, and it was 2 of Helen Huang's books. I got The Bride Test and I got The Kiss Quotient. These are 2 very popular romance novels on TikTok, and I wanted to check them out. So yeah, we'll see what I feel about those. I then got more romance. So I have the first Twisted Love up there by Anna Huang. And I then got Twisted Games and Twisted Hate, which is the second and third in the series. I can't remember the last one, but yeah, they've all been in the works. So I've been picking them up for a good price as they've been going on. Yeah, so I just need the last in the quartet, and then I'm good to read them because I'm weird. So yeah, I got Twisted Hate and Twisted Games. I then got sent The Maidens, which I was very excited about. This is a thriller, and it says, "You are invited to join the Maidens. The Maidens are Cambridge University's most exclusive society, whose members are selected by the charismatic professor of Greek tragedy, Edward Fosker." It sounds like a gothic thriller. I'm here for it. A secretive set of the brightest, most captivating students. When one of the maidens is murdered, grieving young therapist Mariana Andros is drawn back to the idyllic campus where she was once herself a student. Because beneath the university's ancient traditions and beauty is a web of secrets, jealousy and lies. And when the killer threatens the person she loves most, Mariana will give anything to stop them, even her own life. Yeah, so I got sent that, and this is from the same author as The Silent Patient, which I didn't read, but George read it and he really enjoyed that. So I think George is interested in reading this as well, so we'll both give this a try and see what we think. Yeah, but I don't read thrillers very often, but this one sounds like a really good one. So thank you very much to the publishers for sending me this. I then finally, I've been wanting to pick this up for so long, and I don't know why I haven't. I got Illuminae. This is by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. Jay Kristoff is the author of the Nevernight series, and also the author of Empire of the Vampire, which is just there if you can see it. Yeah, so this is a sci-fi, but it's told differently. It's told in like a bunch of like diaries, computer logs, things like that, conversations. But I've heard it's incredible. I've heard people really, really love the Illuminae series. I think it's a trilogy. I think there are 3 books. I need to double check. Oh yes, yeah. So there's Obsidio and Gemina. So I don't have either of those. Yeah, but I'm really looking forward to reading this. I'll quickly read the synopsis because it sounds really interesting. And I don't normally go for sci-fi, but this one really intrigued me. So the year is 2575, and 2 megacorporations are at war over a planet that's little more than an ice-covered speck. Too bad nobody thought to warn the people living on it. With enemy fire raining down on them, Ezra and Cady have to make their escape on the evacuating fleet, but their troubles are just beginning. A deadly plague has broken out on one of the spaceships and is mutating with terrifying results. Their ship's protection is seriously flawed. No one will say what is going on. As Katie hacks into a tangled web of data to find the truth, it's clear only one person can help her, Ezra. And the only problem with that is that they split up before all this trouble started and she isn't supposed to be talking to him. A fantastically original, heart-stopping adventure where everything is definitely more dangerous than it seems. So, yeah, I'm absolutely thrilled I finally got my hands on this, and I've been wanting to read it for a very long time, so I'm super excited about this one. I've also finally got The Secret History. I've been wanting this for ages, and I finally picked it up. This is, I think, a very gothic academic novel. I've heard a lot about it. I've heard a lot of people say that it's their absolute favourite book of all time, and I do have extremely high hopes for this, which I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Hopefully it's a good thing and it lives up to those expectations, but we shall see. So yes, I finally got The Secret History. Really intrigued, very, very excited to finally own a copy of this, and I'm really looking forward to it. I'm here for it. I can't wait. I then picked up, it just looks like a really sweet little romance and it looked really nice. So I picked up The Bookshop on the Shore. I love anything to do with bookshops. If you didn't already realise, I kind of like books. So if there's something that has a bookshop in it, I'm going to be buying it. Yeah, it just seems like a really nice, sweet little romance about a bookshop on the seafront. It's kind of a classic struggling single mother travels to Scotland and meets a ruggish Scotsman in a bookshop by the coast, and they fall in love and something must go wrong, but you know, that kind of like Hallmark movie in a book type of thing. So I'm really looking forward to reading that. I then also got The Road Trip. This is by Beth O'Leary, and she also wrote The Flat Share, which I do have, and The Switch, which I have The Switch, not The Flat Share, that's it. So it says, Addie and her sister are on an epic road trip to a friend's wedding in rural Scotland, but not too long after setting off, a car slams into theirs. The driver is none other than Addie's ex. Who else would it be? Who she hasn't seen since their traumatic breakup 2 years ago. Why wouldn't it be them? Dylan and his best mate are heading to the wedding too, so Addie has no choice but to offer them a ride, and with 400 miles to go, they can't avoid confronting the very messy history of their relationship. Will they make it to the wedding? And more importantly, is this really the end of the road for Addie and Dylan? It just sounds really good. It sounds like it's going to be a lot of sarcastic, witty banter, which, being an English woman, I love. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to reading that. I then also got sent With Fire in Their Blood, and I'm extremely excited about this one. And also, look at the cover. How beautiful is that? So this is a simmering supernatural romance set in the crumbling Italian city of Castello, where mafia clans make the rules, dark magic pulses the streets, and the sins of the past threaten to consume the present. So, yeah, I'll just give you a little taste, but doesn't that sound incredible? I am so excited to read this. Yeah, it sounds like a dark fantasy romance, and I love it. I'm so excited for this. So, yeah, With Fire in Their Blood by Kat Delacourt. Very excited. I then picked up Good Girl Complex by Elle Kennedy. How do I have so much romance in this? This is crazy. Mac is a people pleaser. It's exhausting, really, always following the rules. Mac has dreams of her own, but to please her parents, she moves to the beachside town of Avalon Bay to get her college degree. 20-year-old Mac has plenty of practice at suppressing her wilder impulses, but when she meets local bad boy Cooper Hartley, that ability is suddenly tested. Cooper is rough around the edges, raw, candid, a threat to her ordered existence. Their friendship soon becomes the realest thing in her life. Despite his disdain for the trust fund kids he sees coming and going from his town, Cooper soon realises Mac isn't just another rich clone and falls for her hard. But as Mac finally starts feeling accepted by Cooper and his friends, the secret he's been keeping from her threatens the only place she's ever felt at home. Another romance. And then picked up The American Roommate Experiment. This will be the second novel that I have by Eleanor Armas. She also wrote The Spanish Love Deception, which I have right there, if you can see. I read that. I gave it 3 stars. I really enjoyed the second half. Really juicy, had a lot of depth to it, really funny. First half could have been 20 pages, and it was 200. So yeah. With that book, with The Spanish Love Deception, read get through the first half, because the second half is worth it, but the first half was just too long for me. So I'm hoping that this is different. So this is actually the story of Lena's best friend, who Lena is the main character in the first book, so this is kind of a spin-off. It's Leda's best friend, Rosie Graham. I'm hoping it's going to be a bit better than The Spanish Love Deception. We shall see. And then another romance, I got Dating Dr. Dill. This is by Nisha Sharma, and yeah, I'm pretty sure I've seen this on TikTok a few times, and I think it's quite popular. I'm not going to read the synopsis because it's like half a book, but I'm pretty sure it's like enemies to lovers, and I think he has like a TV show or something. Yep, Dr. Prem Verma, host of the Dr. Dill show, and they have a huge argument and it goes viral, and I'm guessing they're going to end up falling in love. Just a bit of light reading in between the horror and fantasy. Which, speaking of, I do have some horror and fantasy here. I have A Natural History of Ghosts. This is by Roger Clark, and it is 500 Years of Hunting for Proof. I love ghosts, I love anything to do with it, and when I saw this at the charity shop for 99p, I picked it up straight away, and it'll be interesting to read. So I picked that little gem up. I then was very, very wonderfully blessed to receive No Longer Human from my partner George, who I love utterly, and I've actually already read this. I read it literally the day that he got it me, because I just love anything Junji Ito at this point. I think I have 7 of his books, and I've read every single one within like the week that I bought it. They are graphic novels, they are horror graphic novels, but absolutely fantastic. The artwork is incredible, the stories are also incredible, but really freaky and weird, and I just love it. Yeah, so I got No Longer Human. But when it comes to Junji Ito, I would say Uzumaki or Tomi have been my 2 favourites. But this one was definitely up there. It was really, really good. I then have 2 last books, and these are 2 Fairy Loot books that I have received recently. So I have Violet Made of Thorns, and I have The Darkening, which looks really cool. I'm sorry, my cat's just jumped up to say hello, so you may see him. Hello, this is John. Hello, my little boy. I think he wants feeding. It's almost tea time. You gonna let me finish my video? I only have 2 books left. And then I'll feed you, I promise. Okay, yes, anyway, sorry. So I got Violet Made of Thorns, and I got The Darkening. Both, again, just beautiful books. Fairly do it every time. Just really gorgeous editions. Just beautiful. Let's see what it's got on this side. Yeah, I mean, come on, look at that. Oh, it's like a Romeo and Juliet type of dealio. So I'll quickly read the synopsis. Violet is a prophet and a liar, influencing the royal court with her cleverly phrased and not always true divinations. Honesty is for suckers like the oh-so-not charming Prince Cyrus, who plans to strip Violet of her official role once he's crowned at the end of the summer, unless Violet does something about it. But when the king asks her to falsely prophesy Cyrus's love story for an upcoming ball, Violet awakens a dreaded curse, one that will end in either damnation or salvation for the kingdom, all depending on the prince's choice of future bride. Violet faces her own choice, sees control of her destiny no matter the cost, or give in to the ill-fated attraction growing between her and Cyrus. Violet's wits may protect her in the cutthroat court, but they can't change her fate, and as the boundary between hatred and love grows ever thinner with the prince, Violet must untangle a wicked web of deceit to save herself and the kingdom, or doom them all. Classic enemies to lovers. And then we have The Darkening, which is just, look how beautiful that is. I think that might be one of the more beautiful books I've got. Oh, look at that. I always forget just how beautiful it is. Stunning. And that one as well. So beautiful. So I'll quickly read the synopsis of this one as well. Prince Dalko was born for one purpose, to protect his home from the storm, a deadly force that surrounds his city and curses everyone it touches. Vesper Vale is the daughter of failed revolutionaries. Since the Queen sentenced her mother to death by the storm, she and her father have been on the run. So when the Queen's soldiers, led by Prince Dalka, catch up to the Vesper's father, she will do whatever it takes to save him from sharing her mother's cruel fate. Even arm herself with her father's book of dangerous experimental magic. Even infiltrate the prince's elite squad of soldier sorcerers. Even cheat her way into his cold heart. But when Vesper learns that there's more to the story of her mother's death and that her home is in dire peril, she has little choice: trust the devious prince with her family's secrets, or follow her mother's footsteps into the storm. Sounds really interesting. So yes, those are all of the books. I really hope you enjoyed this video. It's been nice to kind of talk through all the books, and yeah, I can finally put them on my shelves, because I always put them under my desk waiting to do this video, and then I can put them on the shelves. So yes, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. I sincerely appreciate it, and I will hopefully see all of you lovely people in the next one. Alright, bye guys.